And I'm joined now by Nathalie Birocheau, CEO of IFF Amplify. Thank you so much for being with us here.
Thank you.
On VT News, what you do is absolutely incredible. I mean, when I read what you did so far, I couldn't believe it. It's hard to explain in a few words, but let's say you bring senses to senses. I don't know if that's clear enough. For example, you can transform a smell or a taste into a sound. Is that right? Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Can you tell us a little more about it?
Yeah, and it seems really complicated, but it's simple, as you said. It's just we've got the knowledge and the know-how and all the competencies thanks to our attachment to IRCAM, the largest audio labs in France, to convert any sense in sound. So we can create like sound explanation of a perfume, of a wine, a champagne, etc. And it's really powerful, notably on a website when you can't smell, you can't taste, but you can hear. And you can observe today that it's really quiet on the web.
So you can hear wine, chocolate,
yeah,
all kind of things. How does it work?
In your brain, it's connected, all the senses. So when you smell something or when you taste something, you feel something, and your brain is describing the sensation. So we create the connection between the sense. And when you feel the product, the wine or the perfume, thanks to the sound, you feel the same.
Now that we know how it works, to what effect does it work?
We have launched a study with our partner IFF, a leader in the perfume industry, to measure the impact of that. Because that is a good question. What for? Yeah, and we have measured that with the right sound at the right place for the right products, you can increase the purchase intent to more than 40%. So without sound, the intention to buy the perfume, for instance, is 34%. And with the sound, if you like the sound, it's 74%. So
it's incredible.
Yeah. There.
You're talking a lot about perfume, and we understand why. Can it be used in any field?
Perfume and wine, every field where you can see something, smell something, taste something. When you are using a sense and you want to amplify the sensation and the connection, the emotional connection to that product through the website, you can use the sound, but it can work on every product.
You're saying you amplify the need for the product with this technology. Is it only in terms of sales or buying, or does it have other capacities?
The
applications. Can you use it for anything else than just, the purchase world?
Yeah, sorry, it's really noisy. So
it is very noisy,
yeah,
see?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, it's a problem, the sound everywhere. What I mean is that the sound helps the consumer to understand the product, helps the consumer to discover the product and to make the decision to buy it or not. Because a perfume online or a champagne online, so it's quite difficult to think about the characteristics of the products.
How did you come up with this? How was the association made?
Oh, it's coming from IRCAM, and we are using the research in that famous institute for 40 years now to build a really simple, serious game, and we are playing that game with our customers like Krug and Louis Vuitton to build the different associations, and we are using all simply words, the vocabulary.
Yes.
If I say you, can you describe me a yellow sound or a cold sound? What is it? This is our job, to make the connection.
How did you finance yourself? How do you sell such a concept?
How
did you finance yourself?
This was during the COVID period.
Okay.
The brand Victor and all, they came to us and they explained to us a big problem, which was consumer, they can't go in the shops, they can't go in the stores, so they can't smell the perfumes. So it's complicated for the perfume industry because everybody was at this moment during the lockdown in the house. Yeah. And that's why they gave us the idea to have a sound sample on the internet, on the website, to experiment the perfume online.
Is this applied anywhere, or is this only tested now?
This is applied with Victor and Rolf.
Okay.
The tested period is now over because with IFF we have measured that impact of 40% more purchase intent. And now we have several projects work in progress to implement it.
So you know what my next question is going to be. What are you working on now?
You can try it in Krug, in the Champagne House in Reims. When you can discover the different wine of reserve just before the preparation of the champagne. And as you can't taste that type of wine because it's really precious, they transform it to sound to propose that experience to their customer thanks to the sound.
So it's
implemented. You can taste the
champagne
wine
by listening
to the sound. And the enologist, the wine chef, the cave chef, you know, it's incredible because they can find the good wine just listening to the sound. It's automatic for them.
I'm going to ask you an impossible question to answer, but what does a good champagne or a good wine sound like?
Good wine?
Yeah.
It's really subjective,
yes,
that question.
But what would the sound be for champagne, for example?
Its characteristics are more about a cold perfume, a perfume with intensity, with something like the forest, the green perfumes, something with the sun inside.
And would you have a different sound for example, you know, champagne and something called, as you said earlier, like I don't know, perfume or... Could you have the same sound for a perfume and a champagne, for example?
It's the same methodology, but it's not the same sound.
It's a different sound.
Every sound is unique, and we create those sounds with sound designers. So it's an artistic creation after the scientific approach, and it's really important to mix, according to us, to mix both approaches. Scientific approach and creative approach. Okay,
in 5 or 10 years, where do you see this going? I mean, we're going to have sounds everywhere to taste anything we want. Is that possible?
I'm really sure that we are entering into a new era where a sound will have a new place because we are curious about multisensorial experiences, and we all want to feel and to reconnect with our emotions. So I'm really sure that in virtual worlds, in metaverse, we will be able to experiment different journeys, and inside those journeys, the sound will be really powerful and important, because this is the most important way to create emotional connection with the customer. It's more powerful than the vision. A very last question. Why is it important for you to be here at Viva Tech today? I've made a talk on the discovery stage today to talk about that study with IFF and to explain that very impressive result. And how did people react? They smell the perfume thanks to the sample we distributed, and they hear the sound in the same time. And as I said at the end of the keynote, the goal was obtained, because the goal of the sound was to hit the temperature, you know, to make the temperature of your body heater. And I think that it was achieved. It worked, yes. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you very much. And for this amazing, amazing discovery. Stay tuned here. More to come at 5:30. Of course, we'll continue our live broadcast from Viva Tech.